Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Jillian. It is Wednesday with JulieJuice.com. And yeah, I tell you what, with the whole thing with Julie Juice is you will learn how to adapt to your environment, and you won't misread the indicators of your adaptation process. And so I've been on the J Juice for at least 4 years now. And prior to this whole coronavirus stuff, and I would say from 2018 through let's see, the last time that I was sick, like your guys is sick, was back in 2018, right after Dr. Phil, where I was sick for a month and I was blowing my nose and all that stuff and coughing and had like a hoarse throat and all that, right? Okay, and then after Dr. Phil, that fall, and that was like in the springtime, the following fall, I've been around people with the flu, never got sick. Let's see, I didn't take any essential oils or anything like that, or colloidal silver. The following winter and the spring, and then in 2019, not a sickness. I was around people who were sick. Everyone's getting sick around me, but I didn't get sick. And so now we have this coronavirus, and I didn't get sick this last fall. There was no sickness, but this coronavirus, let's say, I think I felt something in January. Okay. So January or February, I think it was February, January, February was when I had that sneeze attack. And then I started feeling the environment really change. And so that should tell you, okay? So those of you who've been on the J Juice and you're like, oh my God, I've been sick in a while. And then all of a sudden, you're getting sick or something, or you get really sick, or you get just mild sickness. It's the fact that this virus, whatever it is very, very aggressive. And so yesterday I felt I was fighting something. Now, I could have done a bunch of the J Juice and did a bunch of waterfalls and all of that. But I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I took, I think, a big sip of my juice and not like a lot, but I had a straw and I just drank, a bunch. And even without the straw, I just drank a bunch. Not a lot. I mean, I'd say maybe like a cup, maybe a cup or two. Good morning, Pip. And didn't do any waterfalls. But I did feel like a headache on the top part of my head work its way down. Okay. And I was sleepy yesterday. I definitely felt it last night, the headache, before going to bed. I'm like telling my husband, I gotta go to sleep because this is insane. And I knew that I'm fighting something. I knew it. My body's fighting something. I knew my dog was fighting something this last couple weeks. And I got her through it. And so this morning, I felt a little bit of congested in the back of my nose. I blew it out. I feel actually really good. Like my energy has returned. Yesterday, my energy was very low because my body was fighting something off. My immune system was fighting something. And so that's how it works, is when you are around a very aggressive environment, such as this environment with this coronavirus, and people are sick and dropping like flies around you. They are mutating. And that's the thing, is they don't tell you right now that the virus is mutating, but it is. Okay, the virus is mutating because everybody is getting sick and they are communicable, and then it mutates the virus. And so it's like a new virus or a new strain. Okay, and that's probably why it's going to be very hard to find a vaccine for this, is because it's mutating that quickly that you can't keep up with the mutations. The vaccines will not be able to keep up. And so now the only way for you to keep up and survive this onslaught is to support your body with the correct nutrition and to release the poop, the pee, the mucus, because I didn't feel any really chest congestion. Everything was stayed up in here. So when you're missing like tonsils and you're missing vital parts of your immune system, that's how the viruses get into all of your different vital organs, because your defenses are down or non-existent. Some of you have had your tonsils out. That's your first line of defense. now you're going to have to regrow it if you do the J juice, if you stay on it long enough. Some of you had your appendix taken out. Okay? Some of you had vital parts of your body, not vital, but I mean, to the medical industry, it's not vital, but anything that's in your body that's supposed to be there as part of your body, it's vital. Some of you have taken those things out, or they are not awake, and so now you have to wake up the asleep parts of your body. So yesterday, I just sat with being tired. I just like dealt with having the headache. It wasn't like a full-on headache, but it was, you knew something was in the background, and it lowered my energy, but I was still able to take care of things. I was still able to take care of my dog, still able to take care of eating, because I ate a bunch of stuff, not a whole lot, but I ate a bunch of stuff. I definitely rested, and parts are parts. Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, Tiffany. So yeah, I definitely rested yesterday, and today I'm like, oh wow, okay, I feel great. Wow. And I blew my nose, and so anything that was in my body that was like up here, because that was the only thing that was painful, was in my head. So when you have, I guess when this respiratory infection, whatever it is, SARS-2, influenza A, influenza B, I mean, I'm telling you, I would say I had at least 4 or 5 different viruses pass through my environment ever since like January, February. 4 or 5 viruses passed through. And my body was able to fight them off, and I've bounced back, and I've given my body the right nutrition so I don't sustain any kind of long-term damage. Because the reason why there is cancer, disease, and chronic illness is because you guys go through an adaptation process of being exposed to viruses and bacteria that you're not used to, and you can't bounce back. And then some of you get stuck in a loop. The aging loop, the diabetic loop, the cancer loop, the autoimmunity loop, all of those loops. And then you apply the wrong chemistry, and it then accelerates the loop to go down a faster death trajectory. And so what we're trying to do is interrupt that process and have you get on the right track, which is a life trajectory, but you have to understand what it takes, and you have to understand symptoms. And right now, symptoms get such a bad rap, and then people want to poison themselves, because what they do is they poison their microbiome. Because when they have infection, which is just an overabundance of entities in your microbiome, they use the wrong chemistry, and they then inhibit cellular replication at the microbial level, the micro level, and then it translates to the macro level. And some of you will be fertile, some of you won't, some of you will just, pass away because you don't let any cell replication happen at the micro level, and then it will affect the macro level. And so now the juice is so much easier because we don't have, hey Charlie, we don't have the heavy metals in the pink salt. But yes, it's the juice is definitely, it's strong. Some of you will construe it as salty because it's your first time. And yeah, I mean, but you're getting the micro and macronutrition, the water and the probiotics and all of that. And then you're eating regular food. You're not discriminating against any food unless you actually have a diagnosable allergy, like an anaphylactic response. And then, then you just stay away from that food until you're prepared to reintroduce foods back in your diet. So, but the thing was yesterday, I knew that even when I drank a bunch of my juice and not do waterfalls, I knew I wasn't going to, when I did drink a bunch, it did help a little bit with the pain, but it didn't take away it altogether. And I didn't really feel like taking it away altogether. Sometimes it's okay to sit with the pain. Like I had a headache. I didn't even put any essential oils. Like you guys are like, oh, yeah, it's okay to take essential oils, like put peppermint oil and water. I did that in the beginning when I was dealing with the headaches because of the healing process in the beginning, the initial healing process. But this time I'm like, you know what? I don't need to take anything for the pain. It's not that bad. And it's nothing that I can't deal with. And so I just, drank a bit of my juice, didn't do any waterfalls, and just sat with it. Because I know that it's only temporary. It's not going to kill me. Pain is really not that bad. It's manageable. And it's something that, that we have to get used to in our society to live as if the optimally to be pain-free forever is not, it's not possible. You live with 7 billion people. That's going to get cut down pretty quick. You live with 7 billion people at different levels and different stages. Right, Pip. With different stages of weaknesses. And people are going to be mutating viruses all around you, and you're going to be exposed to it. Now, we haven't had a virus like as strong as this in the last couple of years. So I'm able to be around people with the flu season and not get the flu. But I'm telling you, this virus, whatever this virus is, this coronavirus mixed in with the flu, mixed in with whatever else that's out there, this is a doozy. This is no joke. And if I can feel it, some of you that have been on the juice for a while can feel it, then you know it's a strong thing, a very strong virus. And that's why they are doing the quarantines. That's why there's so much panic out there, because they see people dropping like flies. People don't drop like flies like this from a freaking flu. I never had these kind of symptoms last year at all, for the last 2 years, because the last time I was sick was in 2018 in spring, like really sick, where I was blowing my nose continuously and coughing and all of that, where I lost my voice. It was right after Dr. Phil. Okay. And I didn't get sick that following fall when the flu season was around. I didn't get sick the following spring or the following fall after that. But now with this coronavirus mixed in with the flu, holy shit. Now I'm not saying I'm sick, but I can feel my body is reacting, and it needed to sneeze a couple months back. Okay. It needed to blow its nose. My body did, but I'm not what you'd call sick. No. I'm going through an adaptation, an upgrade. Okay? And so that's how you know that your body is going through the right mechanisms, is when you are supporting it with the right chemistry. You're sitting with the pain, but if the pain is that bad for those that are dealing with a lot of major issues, then yeah, you go see a doctor and you get your painkillers or whatever, and then you deal with it. But the fact that I blow my nose very, very aggressively, and I'm very intent on getting it out, it's a productive getting stuff out, says that my body is working correctly. Because I've been slammed for being mucusy in the morning, but that's how the body works. In the morning, overnight, your body is going through its processes while you're sleeping. It's parsing out the good stuff and the bad stuff, and then you absorb, and then that you release, and then it puts like all of the bad stuff, like the stuff that's excess, into like a container in your mucus glands, and then you blow your nose or you poop or you pee. Okay? And that's how it works, that's why in the morning you release your poop, you release your pee, you blow your nose, you do all these things. The purge, thank you, yes. You purge it all out in the morning, and then the rest of the day you're pretty great and you do what you do. And the body at night goes through its processes, and it's a cycle that happens on a continuous basis, but it's a good cycle. It's a life cycle. The death cycle is where you completely inhibit the purge and you accumulate all this crap in your body, and then you cause all these different anomalies and imbalances in your microbiome and in your biochemistry, and then you systematically degrade. That's called aging, or cancer, disease, and chronic illness, which is also aging. Okay? So Jilly Juice gets you onto the life cycle so you don't mischaracterize your symptoms and you apply the wrong chemistry. And then you just understand what pain is and why, especially with this environment, that sometimes the Jilly Juice isn't always going to take away the pain. Like yesterday, I could have probably drank like a quart. Maybe I would have done waterfalls. Maybe I could have got rid of the pain that way. But you know what? I said, instead of me going through that work of doing waterfalls yesterday and seeing if I could get rid of the headache, I'm going to let my body work the way it's supposed to. I've given it enough support that it actually can go through the processes on its own without me really preemptively forcing it along. And I'm going to see what happens tomorrow. Well, I woke up this morning and a little congested in the back of my nose, and I just blew my nose. I have no coffee this morning. Right now, the coffee is making right now. And I took a shower and I feel pretty good, like a renewed energy, almost as if I was like sick for like a week, but I wasn't. It was just like my body was fighting something and it needed its resources to go and fight. And so that's, what happens is sometimes, if you guys feel sick and you're going through a healing process, you need to rest. Okay. Don't force your body to do things because you have all this energy from the Jejus. Sometimes it's okay to rest. I know a lot of you have a lot of things going on, but rest is very, very underrated. Being so busy and so productive and so this and so that is very overrated, and it's caused people to pass away quickly and quicker because they've been told that they have to be productive 24/7. And no, you need to rest. You need to chill out. You need to relax. This quarantine is like, Mother Nature letting you guys know that you guys are doing too much. Okay? I was reading that article about the Generation X and everything. And I'm like, being a latchkey kid. I remember those days of being a latchkey kid. Okay? Where you are on your own. I mean, I was on my own for a lot of years when I was in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, okay, junior high or whatever. I mean, we went home, we made ourselves food, we had an alarm in the house and all that. So, and then we did our homework and I listened to records, listened to the radio. And so I'm used to being home and thinking about stuff, creating stuff. And so this whole quarantine is like nothing for me. If anything, this is more than what I do. This is what I do every day. It's what I've been doing for the last 4 years is, aside from, me traveling around here and there the last couple of years, sporadically, I've been at home doing this Jeju stuff. Hey, sugar. And taking care of my dog. Okay? So now some of you need to stay at home. You need to chill. Quarantine your ass. Some of you are very communicable. Some of you I probably have the coronavirus. And would I go around people? No, I would not. At this point, I would not go around anyone that I know. Okay? Rest is best. Thanks, Tiffany. And Tiffany goes, first day with cabbage, kale juice, felt headache, and wanted to rest for 2 hours, had a nap, felt great, drinking next day. Yes. But yeah, I mean, some of you are very communicable. You need to stay your ass home unless you're working. Okay? But you need to stay home. Okay? All of your stuff that you're doing, all the stuff out there that you guys don't want to be a part of will be there after this shit blows over. But this stuff is no joke. I'm trying my best to get my husband at home, but he wants to go boating, and I'm like, okay, fine, as long as you're by yourself in the boat. But don't be going hanging out with people, especially those that are sick, that have issues already, because you can be the angel of death. Don't be the angel of death to people, okay? So, I see you, sugar. So anyways, but that's what's going on with me. But I wanted you guys to see, since yesterday I said to people in my group that, yeah, I'm fighting a virus right now. It's mutating, or it's a mutated virus that I'm dealing with. And I didn't have a lot of energy to really just deal with anyone, really. I was just watching, my movies and stuff, Boiler Room and whatever. But I got my manuscript back with a few critiques, just some copyright stuff from my publisher. So I'm going to correct those and send it off, and it'll be finalized. And then it's just back to the game. But you guys, stay your ass at home, rest, heal. The government is paying you to freaking heal. We're going to get $1,000 from the government. Okay. You're going to get unemployment. Yeah, it's not, but then you also know that you have leeway with your mortgage. You have leeway with your bills. Okay. They're not going to shut off any of your essentials. Yeah, some of you are, that are in certain industries, it's going to be difficult. Some industries won't come back, or some companies and businesses won't come back from this. Well, maybe you should get into a different line of business, because, alcohol and restaurant food, okay, but alcohol, if you're relying solely on alcohol, is that really the best thing to invest in, is alcohol and bars? So maybe it's okay to have less amount of bars in your neighborhood. All right. But you guys, the government is paying you to heal when you think about it from a different perspective. And, take the time with your family. Stop having all these play dates. But I can't tell you guys to stop it. But they're saying no play dates, no gatherings. This is not like, a fun and games. This is like, dude, this is serious. Okay? This is serious. And some people don't realize how serious it is. And people are still gallivanting around. I'm like, looking at my friends on Facebook, they're all going, flying off to Mexico and flying off here and flying off there, and they don't see the severity. And I'm like, you guys are just passing around this virus everywhere. And they actually have no idea, have no care in the world. And those people that you live around, don't be one of those. Okay? But that's why, Italy is where Italy is, and that's why China was where China was, and the UK will be in the same thing, the Britain will be in the same place, because people are so underestimating this virus. It's a doozy. I've been hit 4 or 5 times this last freaking 2 months, and I haven't been hit in a while by any virus. Okay? So whatever's floating around, because it's not just the flu virus that's floating around here. Okay? Because I've been around the flu virus and it ain't nothing like this. I had absolutely no symptoms the fall of 2018 and 2019. Absolutely no issue. And then as soon as this coronavirus comes into existence, holy shit, the environment is aggressive. Okay? So you guys cannot not take this seriously. You've got to take it seriously. Stay away from people as much as you can. And because you could be asymptomatic and strong like me. I knew yesterday, even right now, I'm probably very communicable. Okay? So even if you don't feel any symptoms, you're communicable. And you don't want to take down anyone that you know is already dealing with something. You don't want to do that. Being sociable isn't always the best thing. Sometimes isolating yourself, bringing everything back to you and your family is probably the best thing ever. You don't have to be out there gallivanting. There's plenty of time for that. But now is not the time. I sound like my freaking mother. Now is not the time. Anyways, yeah, I do feel like I channel my mother in a lot of ways. But anyways, so you guys just do the J juice. Deal with whatever symptoms you're dealing with. The J juice isn't always going to be a painkiller, even for those of you who've been on it for a while. Sometimes you're going to have to sit with it. Sometimes you need to allow your body to go through the processes overnight and then allow the mucus to come up in the morning and the poop come up in the morning and have everything release. Okay? Sometimes it's necessary. Some of you, yeah, you know that you can accelerate the process with the J juice and drink like, a quart or 2 quarts, but I didn't feel like drinking a quart or 2 quarts. Actually, I didn't even feel like drinking it at all. The fact that I did drink even just a little bit was like, okay, I knew I needed to drink something. It did help with the pain a little bit, but I wasn't really looking to kill off the pain because I just didn't care. I'm like, you know what? I just need to deal with it. And I did. Some of you, if you feel like drinking a bunch of the J juice, then you should do it. But if you don't feel like it, then don't do it. Sometimes you can force yourself because you feel you need to. Okay. But I mean, it's truly up to you. So, but no matter what, just have some kind of J juice in your body, even if it's just a little bit. Okay? So, all right. You guys do your thing. I'm going to do my thing and drink some coffee and make my dog's bed because she just destroyed it. And yeah, you guys enjoy your day. Chill out, relax. Go watch a movie. Sit on your freaking couch, watch a movie, Do your conference calls if you have to. But it's okay. I give you permission to relax and heal. And so does the government. All right. You guys, talk to you later. Bye.